And now on the latest updates from Pakistan, where the constitutional crisis is at its peak and the embattled premier is fighting for a second innings. Remember, on Sunday, members of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party blocked a vote of no confidence against Khan in the National Assembly. President Arif Alvi dissolved the National Assembly after Assembly Deputy Speaker Qasim Suri dismissed the opposition's no confidence motion. Pakistan's opposition challenged Khan's decision in a legal case. The court failed to come to a verdict during the 3-hour hearing on Monday. A 5-judge bench headed by the Chief Justice of Pakistan is hearing the matter today. After the dissolution of assemblies, Imran Khan called for early elections. He wants a general election within 90 days. The official decision rests with the president and also depends on the outcome of the court hearing. The Supreme Court could order that Parliament be reconstituted, call for a new election or bar Khan from standing again if he is found to have acted unconstitutionally. The court could also decide that it cannot intervene in parliamentary affairs. Whatever the Supreme Court decides, Pakistan looks to be heading for a fresh election before the completion of the current term of the Parliament in 2023. WION's Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik is joining us live from Islamabad, and I understand that you are currently reporting from the Supreme Court where the hearing is about to begin. Anas Malik, good to see you. We know that the Supreme Court is still deliberating and yet to issue a verdict. Is there anticipation in Pakistan from both sides of the divide, the Prime Minister and the opposition, on the court's ruling?
Well, there is anticipation, Eric, and you rightly mentioned the Supreme Court is deliberating, but we're expecting the Supreme Court to deliver what is believed is a short order either today or by tomorrow, and that is what is being deliberated upon. We understand that the opposition's lawyer Farooq Naik was given a chance yesterday and day before as well for his arguments. He's completed his arguments. Then the joint opposition's lawyer Makhtoom Ali Khan is to take the dice today in about 20 minutes from now, where in this building that's behind me, that's the Supreme Court of Pakistan. That is where the proceedings will be happening. It's a 5-member bench that will be presiding and looking over the arguments as well. The Attorney General of Pakistan has already said that the government or former government, however you would want to put it, would comply with whatever the court's ruling would be. Now, what is interesting is to note is that the court has said two things. One, it is debating upon the legality of the ruling of the Speaker, which had called for taking back the motion against the Prime Minister. That's number one. And number two, the comments by the Chief Justice of Pakistan day before yesterday, when the suo motu was taken, that the decisions of the Prime Minister and the President will be subjected to this court's ruling. So, all in all, a very interesting times ahead here in Pakistan. And all eyes on this very building, the Supreme Court of Pakistan, which is deliberating upon what is believed is now a constitutional crisis in the country. Eric?
Anas Malik, what are some of the reactions from Pakistanis following the turn of events since Sunday?
Well, there are mixed reactions. Imran Khan has successfully managed to build a narrative that there is indeed a foreign conspiracy to oust him. So there are mixed reactions. People remember, what you have to keep in mind that these the opposition parties have been the one ruling Pakistan for about half of the country's time since its independence. So they're not very wary or in support of the joint opposition parties as well. It looks like Imran Khan has successfully managed to build the narrative around. That's what most of the common people would say, that he did the right thing. But those who are politically aware, they understand the long-term ramifications of this, that how much of a dictatorial decision the Imran Khan administration took by dissolving the assemblies. So we are seeing mixed reactions for now here in Pakistan. Eric?
Malik, lastly, there seems to be disagreements and also resentment on choosing a caretaker Prime Minister. Do you have any further information on that?
Well, it's a process that has to be followed, but constitutionally that process has to be followed before the dissolution of the assemblies and not after. what we're seeing is that yesterday the Pakistani president wrote a letter to the leader of the opposition and the prime minister as well. The prime minister gets to retain his seat despite the fact that he has been denotified as the prime minister, but he continues to be the administrative head. Having said that, Imran Khan is due to visit, scheduled to visit Lahore today as well. Now, the government or the incumbent government has given the suggestion of Justice Gulzar Ahmad, the former Chief Justice of Pakistan, as their recommendation for the post of the interim Prime Minister, whereas the leader of the opposition says that he is not the leader of the opposition anymore, given that the assemblies stand dissolved. So there seems to be some divide, and we're expecting some headway, but everything is subjected to this court's ruling that's behind me, and the opposition parties have been throwing all weight behind this court to reinstate the Prime Minister, so that what they believe is that they can legally oust him and bring a new premier into power. Eric?
Live from Islamabad, Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik, thank you very much for your insights and for talking to us today. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.